Welcome back, guys. Yesterday was one of the craziest days in crypto that I've ever seen. Really, the only day I can remember that even holds a candle would be the COVID day in 2020. Insane price action. The crypto market absolutely decimated. Everybody wondering, is it over? Is there more blood coming? Is there more pain coming? I'm not going to pretend I have the answers. I don't know the future. No one knows the future. But I will take this time today on the weekend to go live to be with you, to share my experiences in what markets we've kind of seen this before, similar things, to hear what you're doing, how you're feeling. Share with us if you had some losses yesterday. I'm sure you're not alone. Feel free to share. We'll cope together. We'll try to find some silver lining, some positivity, try to find some goodness out of this. And that's really all we can do. If you want my opinion, I think the dip is over. I think that was it. I think we have new all-time highs ahead of us still in Bitcoin. Some of these other alts may also, even ones that you've seen really get brutalized. We talk about a concept of when these sellers are gone, that leaves room or space. It removes weight from the buyers to push price up. And we have seen that in the past. Some of these charts are absolutely ridiculous at this point. Some of them on monthly charts. We'll take a look at some of those that don't even look real. It's wild. You'll hear some people kind of making, I don't know, just the argument of this is nothing like the COVID crash, Bitcoin this, whatever, and that. And, you know, everyone's dealing with this differently. I'm not saying that it's like the COVID crash to make anyone afraid, to scare anyone. I'm not even really doing it for like clicks or views. It really is just the most similar thing. And while we did see other things depeg in March of 2020, and Bitcoin did go down itself more, crypto lost more market cap yesterday in the smallest amount of time than it's ever did. It had the largest amount of liquidations. It was like 19 billion or something in like an hour. And really the thing that for me makes it like that day is the insane moves we saw on some of these alts. It really, during COVID, I don't think we got some of these moves. We saw some things, for example, maybe I won't even name names to really make people don't have to focus on this. One chart that many of you have asked about even in the last few months, in one day or even in like 1 hour, traded from $4 to zero, to literally, it obviously can't trade to zero, but traded down to all but zero. It was like maybe 0.0001 cents or something like that. We didn't actually see that in March. We saw some other crazy stuff, like oil traded to negative. I mean, I don't know if we saw that, but yeah, things that are now still over, actually, even after their trip to zero, over $1 billion market cap. We saw $1 billion coins go from something to nothing. And the good news is for the most part, they're mostly back to where, well, back to something. Maybe not back to where they were. But anyway, we're going to jump into the charts here, guys. If you could, for this special Spice episode, please be extra nice to each other. Don't beat each other up while we're down. Everyone likely, I'll share my trades. All my trades obviously got closed that I had open, the longs. Try to lift each other up, try to be there for each other. We're all in this together. And this is really one of those moments in crypto that reminds us what crypto is. This is crypto. This is the volatility, the danger that we are used to. And it's a volatility that we came here for. But it's also a community, and it's a hobby. It's an ideology, a way we view life. And the rest of the world has gotten away from this. But maybe this can help us a little bit here. Kind of come back together and commiserate, be hopeful together. Talk about what we think is going to happen. I don't know. That's about it. So let's jump into the charts. I appreciate you guys. Smash the likes and subscribes. Today is it's going to be a day, but we're going to get through it together. There we are. There we are. I don't even want to put the ticker up. I don't even want to put the ticker up on this. Hopefully no one was all in on leverage or something with this. I'm going to turn on. Should I turn on tunes? I feel like we do need tunes today. I feel like it's almost a Grizz day. We need some upbeat tunes. We need to be dancing. Nice to catch a live. What's up, Bunny, my BTC? Yeah, we're rarely live at this time on a Saturday. Let's be real. There's been no reason to go live on a Saturday. That's really it. Crypto has been so unlike itself over the last 3 years that part of me finds comfort in this. I really didn't have stress, and I don't expect everyone to feel this way. You're scared? It's all right. You just come here in my big arms. I got you. Play some violin music. No, we're not going to be sad. We're not pounding the sadness. Part of me actually is like able to relax because of this. Crypto has been so unlike itself. Low volatility. No runaway moves, right? No extreme blow-ups to all-time highs. No crazy dumps, right? We have seen just the stock market basically, and almost the stock market in like slow motion, it feels like, for the last 3 years. Total crypto market cap has done nothing. It's done everything, but it's done nothing in the sense of no volatility, no crypto moves, man. This wasn't crypto. We kind of got a taste of crypto again on Friday. Not Friday, on like Wednesday, whenever it was, Wednesday, Monday this week, when crypto or Bitcoin and crypto were blasting. They were hitting all-time highs and things were very, very energetic. Not in an I told you so way, but in a always, we're going to be reminded of this, keep this in mind kind of way. I was saying this when we were hitting all-time highs live. The pain isn't over. I didn't expect this. Anyone who tells you they knew this would happen is full of shit. And there's going to be people, oh, I knew it. No, you didn't, bud. No, you didn't. You might have thought things were going to go down. You might have, you had these ideas, but you didn't think that in one moment all of this would happen. Like, nobody did. And it reminds me, that's another parallel to the COVID move, is no one saw that coming. Just not at all. I was in a short position then from like 11.5 or something. I was literally short into the COVID move. And I closed it. I closed it at like 7K because I was like, holy shit, this is an amazing trade. Nobody saw it going down to 3K in COVID. Crypto, it just reminded us of what its true nature, what it really is, right? And part of me is comforted by that. Certainly, I would have rather this move to be to the upside. That would have been great. If we could have seen the largest pump ever, $20,000 move on Bitcoin a day, that would have been awesome. But, it is what it is. It reminded us it has teeth. And one thing that the comfort kind of builds from is it reminded me that it hasn't lost what it is. It hasn't lost its identity. A lot of this price action, just like I said, wasn't really crypto-y. Wasn't the big gain potential, the big risk and reward potential. And this move brings that back. It reminds me, don't let the market condition you. Don't let it change your expectations. Don't let it morph the way you see this, because it's not different. It's still the same beast. It's just, I don't know, wearing a different shirt, right? Somebody knew big 30 minutes between the Trump tariff announcement. Okay, we will get into conspiracy theories. We will get into, because I will tell you, something happened. Absolutely something happened. If there was no major event, because I really don't believe at all that it was the Trump announcement. You guys know, I'm not in the back of the line to criticize Trump often, but I don't think it's that announcement. To me, it's just another rhetoric. It's just another time Trump is yelling about tariffs. That's not new. Another time he's yelling about tariffs in China. That's not new. He already had tariffs on China. We just keep delaying them. It's not new. Did it have a hand in this? Was it a factor? Yes, I think so. But I don't think that is what we saw. I'll show you guys some really kind of interesting stuff that maybe you haven't heard yet. I don't think you probably have. Probably won't make you feel better, but it'll distract you for a little bit. You know what? I will say, like, we are going to talk about conspiracies. It was me, I know. We're going to talk about conspiracy. We're going to talk about the fringe of this in this episode together. The chat and me, we're going to talk together. But I will throw this out there. Where was Chappelle on Wednesday? He was traveling. Where was he? Where were we traveling, bud? Traveling. Think about the timing. Think about that timing. Chappelle, first time ever, just not there, not speaking, just a kind of weird recorded version of him. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Some weird stuff though. Some strangeness. I don't know what happened, but I do have some charts that would point in a direction, and I do have some knowledge that I would say I don't have like proof for you. I can't show you a piece of paper, but I do have some knowledge about the markets in crypto that don't explain this totally, but like is important context, I think, and that most people don't understand, that I'll share with you. BTC USD on Bitstamp has no wick. That's okay, Isaiah. That's cool. That's the conspiracy theory time. We'll get into that in conspiracy theory time. But that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal, but it is in the direction of what I do want to show you guys. Oh, whoa. Look at this trend line. This immediately makes me feel better, and no lie, I did not see this until right now. I did not plan on talking about this. That's kind of cool. This descending high trend that we placed, I know it's not connected here now, but this was absolutely connected correctly. And this was here a long time ago. On total crypto market cap. You can get the ticker back. This is actually some sick shit. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take any of the hopium I can. This was absolutely correctly placed. Maybe on the 4 hour the wicks are different for some reason, but I didn't see this. That's pretty fire, actually. Look at this descending trend. I almost want to tweet this in real time because this is actually kind of crazy. Look at that. Look at that. That's so clean. Manipulation. Engineered manipulation. Something about that doesn't look right. It's too clean. Well, it's a testament to TA in general. Technical analysis, people think it's smoke and mirrors or astrology, and that's because they think that it's supposed to predict the future. And so in that sense, they're correct. But that's not TA's job. TA just shows us, out of all the values on the chart, it shows us higher probability values. That's it. It's just like playing a game at a casino. You don't know what cards you're going to get. You don't know what cards your opponent has. But you know that, I don't know, 3 kings were played. Chance of him having a king is lower. That can change how you bet. That can change how you win. What should I tweet with this? I want to tweet this because this is fire. I haven't seen anybody post this either. I like the cut of your jib, my friend. What's up, Suppressive Fire? Welcome, boys. Hopefully there's some new people here. Welcome. We're the calm voice on crypto. We have been, I don't know, 6.5 years. We're not here to bait you out. We're not here to freak you out, even if that would, I don't know, get you to send us money or give us views. We're here for you. We're here to succeed. What do you think I should do? Exactly as predicted now. No. Like something that's like market makers are manipulating. Like something that's like kind of like digs at people's desire to not only blame people, but to have some kind of like cover up story behind everything. In 10 minutes. That's right, YB. From 116 to 100K in 10 minutes. Yeah, that's crazy. But dude, we're going to look at other charts that make that look like nothing, which is wild. In 1 minute, we saw some shit. All right, we'll do like total. Make sure it doesn't like, I don't know, pull up my like social security number when I do this for some reason. Here we go. Like total crypto market cap. Dumped perfectly to the previous, to the trend. Let's see that. Sus with 2 S's for no reason, and then thinking emoji. Oh, I know what I should do though. We're not going to spend the whole time tweeting. Don't worry. What I should do is put a big red circle. What kind of YouTuber am I? I'm not even putting a big red circle on this. Big red, there we go. Ooh, and then a big red arrow, because everybody on Twitter, if you want to know the secret to tweeting and growing a crypto trading account on Twitter, is just don't even place TA. Just put like big circles and arrows on shit with like vague comments. I swear to God, I see people just blow up doing that. It's just not our jam. We're not here for that. I don't know what we're here for. There's a link. Go ahead and share that. So What was I getting? Total. And I wasn't actually even looking at total. We just brought this up. We're going to look at some things that are related to what our friend just brought up there about Bitstamp. So let's just look at Bitstamp here for a second too. No wick. I think he said on the day. I mean, there's a wick. I don't know what you said. I'm actually not sure. So Bitstamp only hit 109. That's not bad. Actually held the low. That's much nicer. I said this isn't a big deal, whether it is or isn't. Is Bitstamp's liquidity is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Like realistically, in the grand scheme of crypto, it's irrelevant. That's why I almost never use Bitstamp charts. So whether or not this would or wouldn't have gone lower or higher, it doesn't really matter, because exchanges and prices are local. Prices are local to exchanges, or at least they're supposed to be. If one goes deeper or not as deep as it doesn't, it's pretty normal. It's not a big deal, especially in a huge liquidating event like this. If you go back to COVID's crash, you'll see all kinds of different numbers on things. It's like, what is in the order book at the time? What we saw on a lot of things, and I'll just throw this up. Pickle, my guy, you know what? That's a good idea to throw out some memberships today. Appreciate you, Pickle. Appreciate you being here. When we see things like this, and just ignore the ticker. You guys don't need to know what this is because it's not about this one. We're not talking shit about it. This is reflecting that there just was not an order book for this. It meant that there just were not limit buy orders for this coin of like real meaning, or at least that the available supply was greater than the order books. The order books are local to exchange as well. And when we see something like this, and it's across the board, what that means is the coins really just didn't have any support. They didn't have buyers. Their prices were probably propped up by market makers, by algorithmic trading bots just buying and selling and pushing them back and forth. And there weren't real buyers. Real buyers you will see on charts today as we go through them. For instance, oh, never fade the limit buy orders, friends. Never fade the limit buy orders. Let's go. Ethereum trade filled. I never doubted you, even for a second, even when I did maybe doubt you for a second. Things with real order books. Oh, no way. I haven't seen a lot of these charts. I haven't looked at a lot of these charts. Let's go. Let's go. Wow. Like I said, none of these, when we look at these charts, none of these are me saying I knew this crash would happen or something like that. None of them. But this is the value of limit orders, of being patient, of setting buys far below price where you don't think it's going to go. Fire. Wow. But my whole point was not to, nice. Let's go. Did anybody take that trade? Did anybody put ETH as a buy at 3,750 as a limit order, or on the BTC pair at 0.33? If you did, pat yourself on the back. If you did, you might have woken up today and been like, not happy about the dump, but like kind of happy. Like I was on COVID when it dumped. I had all my limit orders filled and I was just stoked as hell. What was I getting at? Yes, limit order books. So when we look at charts today, we will get a good idea of just how much real support, and by real support, I mean with dollars, putting your money where your mouth is, in the order books. Ethereum, one of them. Ethereum seeing obviously a sell-off, 12%, a huge sell-off, down $500 on that day. More than that from top to bottom, 20%. But didn't even really like ruin its chart, right? Like, you know, August's low is still here. We look at the BTC pair, and honestly, the BTC pair is exactly where it was supposed to be. Exactly where it was supposed to go. Ethereum is an example of a coin that had books, that had an order book filled. It just sold off to support. When we see other charts like this, this is maybe a reflection that they didn't. I kind of lost where I was going with this point because it was in between other stuff I was talking about. But as we go through them, just I guess this is a lesson on liquidity and order books. And they were at like, yeah, we're talking about Bybit or Bitstamp. They're all the same. Bitstamp and how their chart might look a little bit different, right? Coinbase, we did see that low break. I would honestly say it's because Bitstamp, I would just assume, has like less liquidity to sell. I don't know. But it's not crazy. You'll see this across the space. So that was BTC USD on both Coinbase and Bitstamp. Here's where it gets interesting. This is where the conspiracies start. This is where the conspiracies start for me. Is USDT pairs for Bitcoin are the ones that saw the biggest moves. Everything saw big moves, but anything, if you look at its USD pair and its USDT pair, everything saw a bigger move on USDT pair. And yes, on Binance, but I actually want to confirm that it's not just Binance. Bybitspot. Yep, Bybitspot, USDT. USDT traded down to 102.3 on Bybit. What about KuCoin? 102.5 on KuCoin. So let's look at another USD pair, right? What about Binance's USD pair? 107. In every scenario, we have seen the USD pair didn't sell off as much, and the USDT pair sold off more. And if you actually go to alts, it's also there. So I had to pay some employees yesterday, and I went to convert USD to USDT. Where should I do it? I mean, mine was on Kraken, but I'm sure it's everywhere. And saw this. Saw this. So Tether didn't depeg or anything, right? But here's what happens. This is like interesting context, something to know about, I don't know, the space in general, and kind of it does explain a little bit of what we saw. Check this out. USDT didn't depeg, but it did move from 1, where it always is, to 1 and almost and 3%. A 3% move. Not the biggest move it's ever seen, but this is a huge reason, I would say. You can blame Binance, you can blame the exchanges, and they're probably to blame too, but this is a huge reason as well. Tether debased by 3% during that sell-off, and this logically makes sense, and it logically makes sense as to why Tether pairs saw deeper lows. All right, follow me. As everything began to cascade and liquidate, what is happening? BTC USD, what is happening? In those pairs, Bitcoin is being sold and USDT is being bought. We don't think about that second part often. We usually don't think about the first part. USDT is being bought. USDT was bought in such a fashion, and we saw that, you know, billions of dollars. It was bought in such a fashion that it actually moved the value of USDT up due to the amount of buying. There wasn't enough sellers at the time to take in all that buying. This exaggerated the dump on USDT pairs. It's a testament, in my opinion, call me a Tether shill, I don't know. It's a testament, in my opinion, though, to Tether, that during that event, during the biggest liquidation event ever, Tether only saw a 3% move. Only a 3% move. How many billions of dollars were taken off of market cap in a few minutes? $500 billion, maybe. 3% move. Now, look back, it's not even the biggest move Tether's ever had. In fact, you can count these wicks up here. Like, don't even count these wicks, honestly. 2019, nobody was using Tether. Tether was not really a thing back here. Tether didn't even... You cannot tell me Tether existed in 2015. You're full of shit. No way. Dude, do I have free memberships to give away? I don't... No. Ooh, I can give away memberships too, guys. By the way, if you want to get a free membership, put a little message in the chat, interact with the live stream. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you liked the live, shared it. We don't have a poll going. Pickle, if you want to throw up a poll, I'll throw up a poll. I'll throw a poll up. YouTube says that if the more you engage with the live stream where they're gifted, the more likely you are to get said gifted memberships. It's not totally random. Okay, I'm gonna put a poll up there for you. There we go. Tether like didn't exist until like 2018-19. I don't know what this shit's talking about. It did not exist in 15. And even into 19, like its market cap was so small. So you can count those, but I don't think that it's really worth it. I think that just skews the data. Let's look at the data that actually matters of Tether. And I'd say like 2020 on. And even back here, it was smaller. But in 2020's crash, Tether moved to 130. So a 10 times bigger move, right? Since then, those have come down and down and down. Very rarely we have seen Tether trade below $1 to about the same level, right? 8%, 5%, yeah. Pretty par for the course. In fact, Tether had devalued more in May of 26, May 26 of this year than it did overvalue during that selling event. So Tether really was fine. Tether really didn't move that much. But this is a reason. It's something we can look at and point to and concretely say this was a factor. And we can prove that by looking at these USDT pairs. And so for the sake of excitement, check it out. Tether dominance, sure. For the sake of excitement, we'll look at the USDT pairs today. USDT-D. Of course it spiked. Of course it spiked because not only did crypto just get nuked, but Tether traded 3% up on itself. Just out of nowhere. Bam. What's up, 𝐂𝐡 What's up, my brother? 𝐂𝐡 just subscribed. What a G. Welcome, bro. Dennis Vertervec, like an M. What's up, Max? Max Santana, thanks for the 2, man. Thank God this stream is on. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Max. This is why we're here, man. I was feeling kind of useless over the last few years, you know, like crypto was just boring and stable and it wasn't scary. It wasn't exciting. And so like our channel has through the last 6 years largely been just a haven of chill when things got scary for the bulls to hold on to hope and to not capitulate to the fear, right? I feel useful now. Yeah, Tether dominance, nice little pop. To be expected. I did hit a higher high. Interesting. I really thought that this would fall further. We've had a lot of great calls on Tether. That is a little reversey. I would say whenever the bear market is, we will see Tether return. Tether will likely move back to like this 10% zone, maybe higher. Might be a nice signal of the bottom of the bear market if Tether ever breaks 10%. Didn't break a new 25 low, didn't break April's low. Or high, low, whatever. Look at this month here. I see you guys have had enough time to put a message in the chat. Make sure you subscribed and engaged. I'll give away the other ones too. We got 10 of them. I'll give away 5 right now. I'll give away 5 in a little bit. Keep the engagement coming. Keep the energy flowing. Clash recovered well. We'll look at it. Doge. Holy shit. Doge just got obliterated. It's crazy. I shared the USDT thing, which is important. Important context as to why you'll see differing prices because Tether itself debased a little. We'll go into conspiracy theories. Should we do conspiracy theories then some charts? I mean, really everyone's going to want to look at their chart today for their coin, and what are we going to do with it, right? What are we really going to do with it? We're just going to kind of like bird watch it, like, whew, look at that. Look at that. Look at that thing. Freaking nuked. Keep the channel going. 𝐂𝐴 we will keep the channel going, that's for sure. How the other stables stand up? That is actually a question I don't know. I would imagine that other stables did worse. I think that's a logical conclusion. Let's do USDC, USD. I would assume they did worse. Weird. They didn't do worse. You know, I think I could explain it this way, is they didn't do worse. Like USDC right here didn't do worse, but that is because the volume of USDC, think about during this liquidation event, the total volume of USDC in trading versus USDT, the liquidation event, as these assets are being sold and the stables are being bought, the volume of USDC that was bought is got to be a tiny fraction of USDT. Interesting. Oh no, we're so zoomed in. This is 99.4. That's not even a move. What is interesting though is on September of this year, September 25th, USDC actually already depegged that 3%. And then it depegged less. What? There's September 25th. Hold up. I have an idea. September 25th? Huh. Weird. You know, we might have just stumbled on some good, like, real alpha here. This might be some real alpha. Look at this. USDC depegged, or basically had this event in September, and that was the low. And from that low, boom, we went to all-time high. That is hella interesting. The way I might look at this for trading in the future is if I monitor these stablecoin pairs at swing highs or swing lows, if we see a little debasement of those stables, maybe debasement outside the norm of, like, you know, percent plus or minus, maybe that's a sign of reversal. That's interesting. That's really interesting that right here, USDC hit that 3%. And then right here, it only went, I don't know, like 1.8 or something percent. And that's likely because, right, this had already, you know, squeezed the juice out of the lemon back here. I wonder if that lemon squeezing is the reason it reversed. That's interesting. Make rugs great again. I mean, rugs are great again. I want to see a rug. Can we officially call it a rug now? Can we officially say this rugged? A lot of you guys made me like, you're like, but it didn't really rug yet. A lot of you guys wouldn't let me say it was rugging. I told you day one it would rug. I told you day 0 it would rug. Is this officially a rug yet? I think it's officially a rug. The USD, is there a Trump USD? I wonder if that went lower. Yeah, I'm sure it didn't go lower. I wonder where this went to. It's like 150. Exactly. Exactly. USDT pair went to 150. USD 450. Still a rug. Still a rug, but not quite as bad. USD. What are the other stables that anybody uses? Oh, I bet DAI. I bet that got riggedy wrecked. Because anything algorithmic is going to get just blasted during an event like that. That's why algorithmic stablecoins are not a good idea. Maybe someday we'll figure it out, but we have not figured it out yet. So this is a stablecoin that I have not really ever heard of, but for some reason it's on CoinGecko, and CoinGecko doesn't just show you gibberish. It's on CoinGecko with a $13 billion market cap. I can't even look. It's called 𝐒𝐈𝐆𝐍. The hell is this? Markets, where's it traded? That's weird. This is very odd behavior actually from CoinGecko. CoinGecko, what? CoinGecko, I have largely trusted you in your data over CMC for many years. What is this? 𝐒𝐈𝐆𝐍 markets? What? Only traded at figure markets? What is this? I have never heard of this. What is this? Has anyone ever seen this? Why is CoinGecko giving this a $13 billion market cap? I guess we're not using that one as an example. I'm very curious what that is about. What's the next one? Athena USD, USDE? USDE? Okay, this one at least exists. Oh, but not to the euro. USDE? Wow. Yeah, not to euro, to dollar. There we go. Nothing. No. So this backs up my story. This backs up the logic. So for those of you just tuning in, we're talking about stablecoin debasement during the sell-off, how that impacted and contributed to the sell-off. We saw Tether debase by 3%. Which is significant for Tether, but not outside the outlier range, not like unheard of. But that increase in Tether value, a direct result of assets cascade liquidating, selling off into Tether, Tether then being bought at the other side of that pair, pushing up the price, and that almost acting like a momentum, like a seesaw, pushing those prices down lower because they were valued in Tether. As Tether grew in value, boom. Does that make sense? But USDE, with a market cap of 4.5 billion, I don't know if I believe that, did not see a move really at all. This candle looks big, but if you look at the change, not even 1%. Really, it should be viewed more like this. A 10% move would be all the way up here, 10% move all the way down here. And similar to USDC, like we just looked at, not a big change. USDC bigger. And the reason for that, I believe, is because in this liquidating event, very little volume actually went into this coin, into this pair, if that makes sense. Like, how many exchanges are trading USDE pairs? I don't know. I would guess none, but I'm sure that's not the answer. I'm sure it's more than none. But the less trading volume that these see, the less trading volume that they see, the less impacted they were from the sell-off. And I think that that is just a solid piece of evidence that the Tether move yesterday was a player. What are we looking at? This is USDE, stablecoin no one's ever heard of. Anyway, move on from the stables. That was some good conspiracy. That's some good conspiracy theory. Look at, ooh, I don't like this. SPX versus gold, head and shoulders is completing here. Did gold move? Of course not. Screw you, gold. Gold saw no change, though it's not trading right now. Gold saw no change. Silver closed at all-time high. No change. Bitcoin. New chart. Yeah, look at this. I'll show you guys my trades then in a little bit. Look at this. Nuked. What did happen though on the Bitcoin chart? Where's this from? We hit like the range low here and wicked, which is actually not bad. Closing above 112 could actually be a pretty solid weekly close, even after this crazy move. What was it? July. That was Q3 open. Here we go. This is what I wanted to say. So when you look at USD pairs, and I'm sorry, USDT pairs won't reflect this, but when you look at the USD pairs, you'll find that yesterday's wick on Bitcoin went directly back to Q3 open, directly back to the previous quarter open, and found support, found buyers and bounced. 107.1 went like, I don't know, a few bucks lower. 107.1 and bounced. That's not actually bad. It's not actually bad. We are likely to find sellers up at 114K at our quarterly open, but getting past 114K, I think, is a sign that we're looking to fill this wick back in. I don't know the timing on that. I don't know what that's going to take. But directly back to Q3 open, wiping out all new longs, all of the new... Remember October? I think October is still here. Just a little downtober first. But all the October, all the excitement, wiped out, reset. I think that's a recipe for good. I think it's a recipe for up. What's up, Michael Reckhow? How you doing, man? Sanjeev, Unity Through People, great name. Welcome, new friends. If you're out there for the first time watching the show, you've tuned in on a very special day. You've tuned into the right spot. Make sure you subscribe. We're live typically Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on YouTube. Maybe we'll look at COVID. Should we look at COVID crash first? Or should we do conspiracy theories? What do you guys think? First, Day Mate. What's up, Dr. Who? Welcome, brother. What's up, Ashley? Day Hagar. Ashley's not new. Not trading till CPI. Are we even going to get CPI numbers? This is why you don't mess with China. COVID crash, China. Compare. You're on WEX. Bitcoin went down to 102.2. That's not that weird. So you might have missed the beginning of this. I don't even know if it was the beginning at this point. But anything. So it's irrelevant almost what exchange. It's more important what pair. BTC USD overall went to about 107K. USDT, so Bitcoin USDT, Binance, Bybit, most of like the non-US exchanges, they all went to about 102. I think some went lower. And we just spent a bunch of time, you can go back and watch that too, kind of going over at least one of the contributing factors of that being USDT. USDT itself debased by about 3%. And that exaggerated the move. Because if you have Bitcoin going down and Tether going up, and Tether's going up as a result of all these assets liquidating and going down, then Bitcoin being measured in Tether is going to exaggerate that dump, because Tether is worth more than $1 then, and Bitcoin is being worth less or valued down. So it's pretty much across the board. ETH fees on DEXs was ridiculous trying to buy bottoms. Anybody, I don't know, anybody who used limit orders, set their limit orders early, made their plan, set their plan, and executed it in the future on ETH. You took 3,750 on the USD pair. We've had this trade up forever. Anybody who set that filled. Anybody who set a limit order on ETH BTC at 033 filled. I'm sure we have a bunch of trades that also got wrecked, but it's a testament to limit orders have always been king here. All of my best trades have been made with limit orders. All of them. COVID crash. Should we do COVID crash? Let's do a little poll. We have 600 people voted. That's not that great. 63% say they're fine. That's great to hear. Cheers. Me too. Me too. I definitely lost some money. Like I didn't even pull up the trades yet. Most of those trades I had open, I think, got wrecked. I didn't even look at them. I didn't even really look at them yet. Pull them up. Should I lost porn with you? Okay, we'll lost porn. Okay. My one long actually is still open. Wow, that was definitely underwater. That was definitely underwater yesterday. Yeah, down to 102 BTC USDT. There it is. Was very underwater. Where's the liquidation price on this? 98.5. Thank God I didn't get liquidated. Wow, this got close. I'm so glad I did not look at this yesterday. I probably would have closed that in a loss. Now back up 31%. Let's see transaction history, position history, trade history. Here we go. But I got riggedy regged. There you go, right there. The Doge long wrecked, Arrow long wrecked. Rip. Those weren't big trades. Where's? Oh, I'm afraid to look at this one. Oh, I'm afraid. Yeah, cool. Other long open. That was from 103. This was actually from 98, but I TP'd on it and moved it up. But so this one's still open. It's down a few $1,000s from where it was the other day. Here is something though that I'm going to commiserate with you. $16. Yeah, shorted. I closed my short. You remember? I had that short from 116.9. I took it live, and I closed it while we were live, like right here. We had broken all-time high. We had this like nice little back test of a support, and I was like, I'm not a sucker. I'm not gonna hold this open. Had I just not closed that, man, that would have been up. That would have been up a pretty penny there. A pretty penny. Pretty penny. But there you go, man. We all make mistakes. I got my longs closed. I took a loss on my short right before. Man. Happens. Entertaining. Crypto had been largely boring, man. People had messaged me. Some OGs messaged me today, and they were like, man, why are they so hyped right now? Like it's not even that big of a deal. It's like Bitcoin didn't really go anywhere. And I was like, yeah. I was like explained, it was the biggest market cap loss, biggest market cap sell off. Some alts did things that like we didn't even really see during COVID. Yeah, things went like minus 100%. And but really the biggest factor is just that nothing has been happening. This is a big significant event. It happened quickly. It happened right after an all-time high. And it is interesting. It's entertaining, and it's the only thing we have to talk about. Like, we haven't had anything to talk about except for, oh, look, an all-time high, and it's gone. Oh, ETH broke all-time high, and it's gone. XRP broke all-time high, and it's gone. Sol broke all-time high, and it's gone. Bitcoin broke all-time high again, and it's gone. Total crypto market cap broke all-time high, and it's gone. Like, we've had nothing to talk about, and now we have something to talk about. That's really what it is. That's why it's getting, like, echoed, like, amplified. while you're hearing it, why it's so scary. Can't spell crypto without cry. Ain't that true? Ain't that true? Liquidation events better than a slow bleed. I agree. Absolutely agree. Under the pin candle. There are no liquidations under the pin candle. What pin? You mean like the liquidation heat map? What is it? I can look at that. Well, we'll do a poll here. I'm going to close this one. I'm glad most people are fine. Let's do another poll. Chat conspiracies about the dump. Get 2020 crash comparison. There we go. Let's just do that. Something else. Same chat. There we go. Let's look at CoinGlass here. Well, I'll give you guys a little bit of time to vote. One thing that was really interesting to me is that fear and greed barely moved. Like, it moved, but it barely moved for what happened. Like 27. So what you're saying is that like this is equally fear and greedish. This is why this metric is not what it used to be. So what you're saying is that that move was equal to 26th of September's move. No. Nah, it wasn't. Why is this not updating now? There we go. So March of this year was way scarier than yesterday. I will tell you right now, guys. Yesterday's move was, without a doubt, the most fear event that we have seen, since COVID. I guarantee it. June of 22 was way more scary than that. I don't know, man. What do you guys think about? What do you think? Are you feeling a 27? Are you feeling equal to September last month or more? Grippy. Binance CEO must go to jail. I'm hearing some hate towards them, and I think that's completely understandable. I'm someone who, call me crazy, America, freedom, justice. I'm someone who I believe you need like a trial and evidence and due process to put someone in jail. But hey, go get that evidence. Go do the trial. Go do the process. Go ahead. But I'm not going to say put him in jail. I don't know. Could have been totally his fault. Could have been not his fault at all. I don't know. But it's America, boy. Although he's not in America, so some other country could do that, I guess. Do that without due process. Heat map. Binance probably did this. Could be. There's no liquidations below the wick. So is this a result? Is this just a result of that we can't change the y-axis and we can't see underneath it? Maybe we have to go really far out. No liquidation. I see what you're saying. That kind of feels. I mean, there is if you go down to 98K. Huge liquidation, biggest liquidation takeout event in the history of crypto. I almost wonder. I wonder two things. One, capital got wiped out, though. Whenever capital gets wiped out, it just changes hands, so someone else has it. But capital got wiped out, and so maybe those people aren't able to place new positions, so there's not new liquidations. I really would guess that this is just wrong. I would guess that this data is not right. That's my real guess. It is impossible. It has to be wrong. There's just it's just not a possible thing that there's just no liquidations here. It's not possible. There is. Maybe it hasn't updated. Maybe data is APIs are still catching up from yesterday. I'm sure they got very overloaded. It is interesting for sure that there's not much here. There isn't much above either. You know, we got to look at both sides of this candle. There isn't much above because what happened? Price moved so violently that longs on most leverage got wiped out. Longs on altcoins all got wiped out, pretty much. Those short positions closed in profit, and so now there's no liquidation above. So this is a very clear order book. This sets us up for some volatility. Real volatility. Trust me, one more yesterday. Coming soon, says no one. I don't know why we would trust you to know the future, because you don't know the future. So don't trust you. Don't trust anyone who claims to know the future. Definitely don't trust anyone who claims that they called yesterday. That's crazy. Fear and greed being so high is wild. Where's funding at? It'd be a good question. I wish we could see a graph of funding. I want to know what funding hit yesterday at that low. Oh yes, Tor, thank you. Only trust your local shaman. Trust your local shaman. I mean, that guy, I mean, like, you know, he's a really good guy. I'm going to gift a few more of these memberships out. Sweeten the pot, sweeten the mood. What's up, YWF? I see you subscribed. Floor Master. Oh, I don't even have the counter up. Let's see. By the way, our channel just hit 15 million views yesterday. I don't know, not like a huge milestone or anything, but here we go. There we go. 189,766. And if you subscribe during this live, whoa. If you subscribe during this live, this number will roll over. It updates in real time. It's magic. So if you're not subscribed and you hit subscribe, this will go up. It'll go up one. Your name will pop up and I'll shout you out. Very good deal. Very, very good deal. Cost you nothing. Where was I? Your local shaman. Local shamans. Who here is new? Who's new? Who's just tuning in today for the first time? Raise your hand. Trade's about guts. Trade's about planning, brother. It's about planning. It's about patience. It's about planning. It's about execution. It's about probability, maybe most of all. Playing probability. Every day is a new day. That's right. What's up, Doc D? Raymond Kluxen Hayward, my friend. Welcome. Honda, welcome. See some great names out there. It's good to see new people. First time viewer, what's up, Shu? Wiped out? You got wiped out, stranger? I'm sorry to hear that, brothers. Anybody who's like does a told you so thing today, it should just go fuck off, honestly. It's not helpful. I understand almost anything that I can say to anyone today is not really helpful. I understand that, but I still feel like there is some really fundamental advice here that is important. The first being, I don't ever use cross leverage in crypto, ever. I've never even one time, and even in one scenario, ever recommended anyone use it, and I've always recommended people not use it. Isolated. I shared the losses that I got yesterday with you guys. What's up, Dream Chaser? Welcome, my friend. My losses, and the reason I didn't get my whole accounts wiped out there is because they're all isolated. None of them are cross. Do not ever use cross leverage in crypto, man. Told you I didn't know. Always isolated. That's right, Tor. Not really the day to shill exchanges, but hey, if you're looking for a new exchange, if you want to get off Binance, looking for non-KYC exchange, sign up with BYDFI, our exchange partner. No KYC, big bonuses. So never ever cross leverage because of things like this. It's honestly crazy how little Bitcoin moved. It moved a lot, 20 grand down, but it really didn't move that much. It could have moved a lot more. But cross leverage, especially you're messing with like some kind of low cap, man, we have seen in the past, and I know we haven't seen it recently. We got very comfortable, but we have seen stuff like this on alts before. From $4 to literally just zero. I mean, it says 0.001, but I don't even think it was a zero. Zero. No matter what leverage you had, even if you had 1.1x leverage and you were on cross, you would have lost everything in your whole account. Even if you had a bunch of other positions that were good, you would have lost everything. This is a reminder in crypto. A reminder why we have advocated for years that when you use leverage, you do not want to use high leverage. when you use leverage, you do not want to use leverage on low market cap illiquid coins. Where'd my chart go? Ooh, dominance. We'll get to this. You don't want to use it. When I use leverage, I typically only use it on, I'd say like the top 10. Almost always it's really just Bitcoin and Ethereum. Because you might have 2-3 years, like we saw, of really kind of static, low volatility. I don't want to say predictable because it wasn't predictable, but like predictable within a range. Like we didn't see things move too far out of like 20% up or 20% down in a small period of time, something like that. But in crypto, we've always had these events. We just haven't had them over the last few years where any amount of leverage on these things will just equal wrecked. I know that doesn't help you now. I'm not trying to say told you so, nothing like that. But just hopefully for people who, are sticking with the space, people who didn't get wrecked, just alpha for them in the future. Number 2, I will say, and then we're going to look at the poll. We only have 280 votes, guys. Let's get more votes in this poll. What do we want to do next? Number 2, big alpha. Won't help you now. Limit buy orders. Limit buy, limit sell orders. I preach these all the time. This Ethereum long right here. You can go back and see that we've had this placed probably, I don't know, since early August. Limit buy, limit sells. Make your trading plan. Use your TA, identify where you find or where you see, macro support, macro resistance. Set your limit buys and your limit sells. If you had set 3,750 on Ethereum, it would have filled. Even if you couldn't log into the exchange, you would have gotten that fill. Set them ahead of time. Basically forget them. Be patient. Anybody who took this, I just pat you on the back. I did not. I should have. I did not. But in my history of trading, almost all of my like epic best trades have been through limit orders that I set. A lot of them I forgot about. And we came back, crypto had some huge move like in 2020 and they just filled. And I woke up panicked because I was like, oh shit, everything's down. But I also woke up like with a little positive feeling of, oh wow, I got these like awesome low fills. And by the time I checked them, they were all up like a lot. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't fix it for you now, but we all learn, right? We all get burned in this game. Everybody. Wow, look at this. At least you didn't go all in on mantle. You can go all in on it up here, 250, boom. This actually fared better than many of them. Only down 51%. You know why? I bet it's because it's in USDT. I bet if it's the USDT pair went like way lower. We aren't bullish or bearish, we're bloshish. Yeah, I agree with that. What's up, A Rose? Subscribing, welcome, Rose. If you trade it, was impossible to avoid that. I agree. Nobody saw that coming except for, I don't know, that one whale, I guess. But you could have without knowing. I had no idea this shit was coming. I closed my short live the other day after the all-time high. I closed it in loss. Should have kept that open. But we had this place for a long ass time. Filled. Great trade. It is possible. It is possible. We all had bad days in crypto. This is a bad one. What's up, Trade Intuition? Welcome, brother. This all happened before altcoin ETFs are about to launch. Machine of Time. Yeah, I maybe we'll go to conspiracies. Is that what we want to do? 56%. We have like no votes. You guys are no longer voting. We had a lot of votes in the first one. No longer voting. We'll just go with conspiracies. So on to conspiracies. What do we got? Let's start it off here with Machines of Time. ETFs are about to launch for many coins. Agreed, that is true. And we get this crash. What do you guys think? You think about that? Think it's related? Of course, we have no evidence either way. We don't know. We can just speculate. I would say, well, ETFs don't like front load, right? Why would they front load? Because ETFs are just holding client funds. So it's not like they were scooping it up. But maybe it isn't the ETFs that would be scooping it up, right? Who else could be scooping it up? What are you doing now? What am I doing? I'm doing nothing. You guys asked me my opinion. The bottom is in. That's my opinion. We have more all-time highs on Bitcoin in Q4. That's what I believe. You lost profit, but not coins. That's good, Mikey. Glad to see you're all right, brother. Honestly, the lesson is do not trade anything that's not Bitcoin. Ion, you ain't wrong. You're not wrong. Michael Saylor. Single largest transfer of wealth from our pockets. Damn. Open some new longs now. I'm not opening long positions right now. I fully do think that we're going to move up. I fully do think that we have new all-time highs ahead, but I'm not opening new long positions now. That's a little too crazy for me, my friend. A little too crazy. Just because I believe we are going up from here, right? Like 2 new all-time highs. Probably even in October. Just because I believe that does not mean that we can't see this, right? Does not mean that we still can't get riggedy wrecked on our longs. Honestly, doesn't even mean that we couldn't see that. Just like come back down to that way. I would doubt we trade under 102 really though. This is Bitcoin USDT. I doubt it. Yearly candle didn't even. That's the one kind of crazy putting into perspective. We didn't even test the yearly open. Like, and it wasn't that far. 93.4. We didn't even, the yearly open didn't even get hit. Last quarter's open got hit. Flushed out. It was actually basically where Bitcoin found support on USD pair. This one clear. Yeah, Bitcoin USD 107. What do we think? Great points. Little gold rip from this. Gold never chilled. Gold's still going. Every 4 years, Black Swan. You have to guess the flavor. That's true. Know what's interesting? I had a little conspiracy here. What do you think about the Wickfield theory? What's that, Quicker? Exchanges made a fortune? Well, certainly they did. Certainly they did, but maybe not in the way you think, Doc. Exchanges definitely made a fortune because volumes exploded. They make percent of volume. ZEC did better than any coin. We can look at ZEC. I think it did do well. Had a nice short position on XLM yesterday. Nice, Matt. Got liquidated, made it all back, catching the bottom on Sol. Whoo! Madman. Fear fades, conviction shines. I like that. DeFi into TradFi, vice versa. We can do a little spot buy. I mean, yeah, of course you can do spot buy. Spot has never been the question. Spot is totally different. If you're looking for like leverage longs, good luck. Market closed on Monday, Columbus Day. Yeah, we're not open until Tuesday. That's true. But I mean, Bitcoin, crypto can keep changing. Everyone's saying dump, but maybe there's a big pump coming. Well, you guys want to talk conspiracies. Didn't want to talk last time we saw something like this. So this is kind of also what I said. People are like, can we just rip longs now? Well, last time we saw something like this is really all we have to, this is all we have to look at in the recent history. Bitcoin and crypto, of course, has done crazy shit too in the past. But recently, in my kind of experience, in my streaming and us being live here, most of my trading, this is the most similar. I said, yeah, ripping longs, I don't know. We definitely saw lower the next day of the COVID day, but look at this price action, right? That doesn't look big, but it is. If you would have opened a long at almost any point on there, you probably would have gotten liquidated again. Like from here to there, 30%. From like here to there, 35%. Yeah, big swing still. Pumptober still loading. I like that salvo. I like that positivity. I like that optimism. Took 200K off the table. Dry powder. Giggity wrecked. Yeah, riggedy wrecked. You've heard some traders talk about high odds that wicks get filled, meaning, I mean, hey, Quicker, you know how I am. It's kind of similar to CME, right? People say that CME gaps get filled, and they do get filled. But is that because there's gaps, or is that just because markets tend to trade back to the same prices, like many times, repeatedly? I think that's probably that. There's definitely a correlation, I'd say, but I think it's explainable by just markets trade back to the same prices. And then I think you make the argument as well is like, okay, well, if that's true, even if it has nothing to do with markets trading back to the same prices, you'll find that the most important wicks don't get filled. the major swings don't get filled. And so, like, is it really that useful of a concept? I don't know. That's my view. Bond market not open. Nothing's open till Tuesday. Only crypto. Single prints to the upside. What's up, 808 Hawk? You went from being up 30% to down 80%. Oh, you closed in a painful way. Damn, Ivan. Damn, brother. We've all been there. We've all been there. I lost a little. I'm surprised, actually, I didn't lose more on that. Wonder why Circle dumped 15% on Friday during U.S. market open. Ah, that is interesting. Circle, the IPO, has not been doing great, though. It was doing great. Now it's not. Something I thought was interesting is, wasn't Friday when Trump had his annual health checkup? I mean, he had one in April, but wasn't Friday? Didn't they announce that Thursday, or was that Thursday that he had that? I just thought that was interesting. It's like, well, he had this health checkup, because I was looking for what big event just happened, what globally just shifted, because the last time we saw something crazy, something globally had shifted. I'm not sure that we have found what the answer is. What's up, Chad Young? What's up, my brother? Welcome. October 14th, Fed has to speak. Are they speaking? Wait, the 14th? I know the FOMC is the 28th. What do we got? I don't see Fed speak. Oh, yeah, I do. Powell speaks at noon on Tuesday. You better believe we'll be live on Tuesday. Oh, yeah. Oh, I got to cancel an appointment. We'll be live for that for sure. So that'll be interesting. Though I said it was going to be interesting on freaking Thursday, and it was not. Do you think we'll get the ETFs next week or in 2 weeks? I wouldn't be surprised if this craziness plus the government shutdown, if that doesn't delay ETFs. Do you think Trump is still pro crypto? Batty, I think Trump is and always has been pro profit. I don't think he was ever actually. I don't think he is or ever was pro crypto specifically. I think he is pro profit. And that question is, do you think that he still sees profit in crypto? Probably. I don't think that his stance has changed. There you go. You're not a vegan, you're just lazy. First cycle. Is it don't or continuing? Lion and Lamb, welcome, brother. This is like what? This is where crypto gains are born. This is how we do, you know? We've had a really easy ride this cycle. I would say the only kind of craziness we had this cycle was March 23. This is where the US sold some of its Bitcoin. And really the rest of it has been a very easy ride. This has been the first spicy crypto-esque move that we've seen. So something like this, something like this. You know, this is like the first one we've seen in this course. I think that we have all-time highs to come. I don't think Bitcoin's done. I think Bitcoin could easily go back to all-time highs before the end of the month. Certainly by like November, December. That's my opinion. I don't know the future though. Nobody knows the future. Everyone has to invest based on their own feels, their own confidence, their own speculation, right? If you ever try to invest, and I've seen this 1,000 times, if you ever try to invest on someone else's feels, vibes, confidence, it does not work out. Doesn't work out. That being said, Lion and Lamb, first time viewer, that eventually the run will be over. As it always is eventually. It will be eventually. And when it is, I mean, I won't know. Probably, I won't know. I'll tell you that. I won't know when it is. Hopefully we positioned right. Went down to 5K, then back up to 6K shorting. It was a wild day. What did Kirk? Right before a holiday again and again. Well, here's something interesting. Here's something. I'll fuel the conspiracy fires. We're doing the conspiracies right now. This is like, what conspiracies do you think are going on? Here's something. The most recent big event, right, globally for markets was April. This is the whole tariff thing. Was April. Now, right here, early August. Early April, first week of April even. First week of August. What do April and August have in common? And this isn't conspiracy, this is just factual. What do they have in common? I know there's a delay on the stream. I'll give you a little bit. I'm delusional if I think this will recover in a month. Bro, I don't know what to tell you. Like, how long have you been in Bitcoin? We've seen Bitcoin make bigger moves than this in a month. So what they have in common is they're both the beginning months of new quarters. April is the first month of the, second quarter? October is the first month of the fourth quarter. So exactly half a year. Opening quarter. I don't know where that conspiracy goes, or, I don't know what to do with that, but that's pretty coincidental, right? Pretty coincidental. This was the opening of April. Got the opening of October. Go with it. It is exactly 6 months apart. And like when I say exactly, I don't know if it's like perfectly 6 whatever days, right? I don't know. I don't know if it's whatever days, but like it is the first week of each of the opening months of the new quarter. Something. Bitcoin having to peak time. Very intentional. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Who is it intentional by? Who's making money here? To grab water quick. That's the conspiracy right there. Yeah. There you go. There you go. 6 months apart. Okay. 𝐂𝐡, probably not MC Crypto Junkie. Probably not today. Stackers have come off some liquid. What do you got? Can recover within a week. I mean, hell, we have seen candles in crypto move more down than this and then back up in like the same day. Like, I'll show you. I'll show you. There you go. Like, right here. 25% down. 14% up. Maybe that's not the one I'm looking at. Boom. 33% down. 36% up. Like, we have seen bigger moves in the same intraday in crypto. Maybe this is what I'm looking at. Oh yeah, when it broke 10K. Like, we have seen, this is not like unheard of. This is not some like never before has Bitcoin ever done. Like, we've seen this. To say it's impossible to recover from this by the end of the month is crazy. But to say it's impossible that we go lower is equally crazy. Of course it is. Nobody knows what's going to happen next. That is the only thing we know. Nobody knew this was going to happen, or at least nobody that we know, or nobody that we'll ever hear from or see or know knew about this. It is a bold task to say what Bitcoin can't do, and it's historically been very, very unsuccessful. I think you mean October, not August. Did I say August? When I say August, wait, was I saying August? My bad. April and October. Was I saying August? Yeesh. My bad. Yeah, October. That's crazy. October is the start of Q4. April is the start of Q2. Exactly 6 months apart. We see these big crashes. Conspiracy? Probably. How many exchanges work with Binance? One with Nature. So actually, that's the thing I forgot about. I said October. I said August. Whatever. Either way. 6 months Black Swan cycle. So something I was going to share with you guys is, so you asked how many work with Binance. Directly, indirectly. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. But what I will tell you is that largely exchanges all have the same liquidity. They all have their own unique front end, and then their back end is like all shared. That's why you see exchanges now can pop up so quick out of nowhere, and they just look and feel like all the other ones. It's because it's just like putting a new skin on it, and the whole back end is like all the same. So it's not uncommon to see, or it shouldn't be uncommon, or maybe not uncommon, but it should be like par for the course during big moves that you see those big moves reflected everywhere. Not just because of arbitrage, but because of basically sharing that liquidity, sharing that back end. Buy all the Zcash. All right, look at Zcash. Damn. Oh. Winner. Anybody take this trade? Winner, winner, winner. I mean, damn, that got real close. Wow, within like pennies. 178. Winner, winner. This has been up. Who took this? Raise your hand. Damn. Anyone who took that ETH trade or anyone who took this ZEC trade is just so goated. I wish I would have taken this. So goated, man. Up 50%. I will agree with you here. ZEC absolutely looks like it wants to go new all-time high. Or not all-time high. My bad. Misspoke here. ZEC absolutely looks like it wants to continue. Looks like it wants to keep going. That's wild. I don't know what's going on with ZEC. This is... So we've been like watching this. And my kind of proposition was, well, the sellers are gone. Nobody liked ZEC until like 3 days ago. I'll tell you that. Like everybody hated this coin for years. It was like maybe the most hated coin for years. People started liking it when it went up. I, of course, as we always do, stay level-headed. Look for taking profit targets. Do not expect it to go to all-time high. You know, that's par for the course. We just haven't seen it. I don't think ZEC is going to be the one special thing that does. So we've been looking for take profit targets. 245 was the one we were looking for most recently. That looks like it broke. I will admit here, the fact that this didn't sell off and the fact that it's right back to a high here is really wild. It's really unexpected. It does show incredible strength. I have no idea what's going on. Now I feel like something's going on with this coin. Like, what is going on with this coin? It doesn't feel like it is as simple. Wait, where did my trade go? It doesn't feel like it's as simple as the sellers are gone, right? Wait, where did that go? The fuck? No, that's going back on there. That's staying there. I don't know why that just deleted. It was like right here. I'll get the exact measurements. Was it here? I'll go back. I'll go back and figure out where that really was. Or yeah, why did that do that? Anyway, I don't care. I don't care. We'll leave it. I don't know what's going on with ZEC. It to me as just an OG, man, just feels like every other time that we've seen like a random project that's been around just like run, pop, get people's attention and then just fade away and people forget. That's what it feels like. It's almost as if they pump the coins to have the least amount of retail exposure. I don't doubt that. Don't doubt that. That was Doge. You go back to 2020, 2019 in this channel. When I was bullish on Doge, people hated me for it. Retail had zero exposure to Doge. All of a sudden, number go up. All of a sudden, it's everybody's favorite. ZEC was how they exited the exchanges with their stolen money. Rose, that's a great conspiracy. I like that. That's a great conspiracy. All the monies, all the pumps. That bull flag has no end. I mean, I definitely think this is looking like 400 now. It's looking like 400. That wick, man. That's bullshit. That's bully. Look at this. Here you go. This is, you can see on the chart how little people liked ZEC until recently. Look at how all of a sudden the candles look different. Right? There's probably someone tuning in for the first time being like, manipulating it. No. So this is because the volume was so low. Nobody was trading this. Nobody was buying this. There's no interest in this coin. There's no volume. That is why you see all these little gaps. Is because the volume was so low it couldn't even create 4-hour candles, which means like zero. The candles fill in now because the volume has gone up. Now they're getting traded a lot. There's a lot of volume. Price is moving up and down in every small time frame, so the candles are not spaced out anymore. Like back here, it was going maybe whole days without like any real trades. Like you You see these huge gaps in the 4 hour. That means that in 4 hours, like probably no trades were made at all. It was just like a market maker ticking the price to keep up with like whatever other exchange was looking at. Let's be realistic with this. You gotta be careful. This is the only thing that's up right now, and by all means, I'm sure all of retail, all new retail, anybody, I'm sure they're all looking at this. They're all probably buying into this. It doesn't usually go well. Let's be realistic. $400, beautiful target. 2021 side. If I was, I don't know, I was like somewhere. Maybe I should start actually trying to figure out where it is, because I should set up a plan. I should set up a plan. Maybe that plan will be sell some at 400. I don't think it's going to get to 900, but I don't know if it comes, sell some at 900. To expect higher than this is kind of is a hard sell for me. We haven't seen any of these coins from this time period do that. If it does, I welcome it. It's likely a good sign for others that they're going to plan to do that in the future. I would very much appreciate that for my bags. But don't get sold in on this. I mean, I'm sure there's more upside, but don't get sold in on this. I'm already seeing it on Reddit. People posting about Zcash going to like 60,000, and it's just like, bro, you are summoning the top. What is this wick? What even is this? What exchange is this on? Hit BTC, that's why. Hit BTC. I don't even know what that is. Still here on this too. Crazy. Oh, it's only the 30. Yeah, this is nonsense. I'm sure it has more upside. Look at 400. Look at 900. Also, look at this wick. Look at this. For those of you saying, I don't know, anything about these wicks in crypto, look at this. In a week, 879 went down to $10. 2018. This has happened before. This, unfortunately, was not very bullish. Not a very bullish outcome last time. I'm rooting for Zec. I hope it keeps going. Cheers to anybody who caught this, though. Fire. Hey, Professor Bean. Professor Beans has to go shit. Beach. Well, I guess that played out. Sure. Yeah, Professor Beans is telling me she really has to go to the bathroom. Market's pumping a little bit. A little bit. I said everything I want to say today, but that's okay. Yeah, Professor Beans, the doggo, is signaling her emergency poop signals. So I actually am going to have to jump off here. But I am glad that we all got to come together today, take a chill pill, see that things aren't that bad. It's not something we haven't seen before. Things can change. If anything, big crypto is acting more like crypto. And that's a good sign. That's a good thing for all of us because, man, it has not been. On the day of the all-time high, I thought we were going to keep going. But I did say the pain is not over. And even though this has been painful, the pain is still not over. The pain will get worse. The pain will get worse. It'll just keep getting worse until the top. At the top, it won't be pain. There'll be no more pain. And it'll feel like, okay, now's the time for it to really go up forever. And that's when it's over. Oh, wow. Stocks ate shit on Friday, too. Cake, holy crap. That was right, too. Pain's not over. Just be careful. Don't the tips of the day, right? Stay away from cross leverage. Stay away from especially high leverage, but leverage on low caps. Leverage on really anything but Bitcoin and Ethereum is very risky, incredibly risky. And you'll say, "Oh, it's not that risky. I know what I'm doing." Literally for these reasons. This could not be the last time that we see something like this. We could see more coins do this again. Don't get caught. Don't lose everything right before everything gets really good. Limit orders are your friend. We had many limit orders. Of course, many got nuked as well. But many limit orders, like on ZEC, at prices people didn't think were coming. Instantly in profit, instant closes, instant great trades. Like on Ethereum, USD pair, on the ETH pair. Use limit orders, create a plan. Set your buys and sells at prices that are meaningful macro points on the chart. Resistances, support. Plan out your trades. Set yourself up for success. If you would have traded this sell-off in the moment, you absolutely would have gotten wrecked. Don't set yourself up for that. And in fact, even if you tried to sell this in the moment or trade this in the moment, you probably wouldn't have been able to use your exchange. The exchanges would have gone down. You wouldn't have been able to get orders through. Don't depend on being able to manage in real time. Set yourself up so that you're already managed. You're already set. It's in the future. It's locked in. Limit orders will always fill. They can't get skipped. And be careful out there. Be careful. This is the bull run, baby. This is how it plays. Hopefully that doesn't age badly, right? Yelling about the bull run. But this is how it is. It's not easy, and it's much harder than when things are not bullish. Lots more volatility, lots more explosive price action. Hell, Bitcoin looks like it's ready to go up right now. Things can turn around much faster than you think. Nothing's changed on my end. I think we have all-time highs by the end of the year. I think we could have all-time highs in October. Nobody knows the future. Don't listen to anyone who says they do. Make sure you've liked, subscribed, jumped in our Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. Sign up with BYDFi. Links in the video description below. Our exchange partner for big bonuses, no KYC, and all the goodies. And we'll be live very soon. And man, Bitcoin blasts off here today. I'll probably be live later today. So keep your eyes peeled, notifications on. Appreciate all the new people tuning in. It's going to be okay. We're going to make it.